Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. 2020 is here. Today I want to talk about 2 reasons why a narcissist doesn't contact you, why you've been ghosted, right? And the solution to feeling neglected or heartbroken. Because one thing is certain about narcissists. They can abruptly just disappear. They can abruptly just abandon their children, not speak to them, not call them. This is something that they're known for. It's a horrible emotional, psychological, and spiritual abuse when you are not aware of it. But today, I want to tell you why they do it, so you could at least have a higher understanding, or at least get my interpretation of this, so that you can resolve those ill feelings. The narcissist does not deserve your attention in that way. So we already know that narcissistic people are people who suffer with narcissistic personality disorder, do not have any validation of their own. They are not self-validated. Narcissistic people, the reason I use the word phony or fake is because that is just a short term that I can use to describe a person who actually doesn't have any true, authentic personality. A person who does not have their own likes and tastes. A person who has not developed their own skills and talents and means of expressing themselves. These things that I'm describing, these dynamics, are human nature. Even the most toxic person, who is not necessarily narcissistic, has personality traits and characteristics and things about them that you could recognize. But with narcissistic people, there's like this void, right? There's this emptiness, there's this shell, there's this blankness, like something is missing. And this is because the narcissist, because of this disorder, the narcissistic people do not necessarily build on these things. And so when they bring people into their lives, when they meet people, they are only attracted to dynamic people. They are not interested in meeting other narcissists, although this happens. And good for them, that's some great karma. But most of the time, you've heard that saying, good people are hard to find. Well, not for a narcissist. Narcissist has a special radar to find people who are good, rich in character, deep emotional depth, and all these different things, because the narcissist is not tapped into this part of his or herself. And so when a narcissist meets you, the only thing that they want is narcissistic supply. And there are many different ways that a narcissist goes about achieving supply, right? And I discussed that in one of my videos. I won't discuss that here, maybe a little bit. And so when the person that the narcissist is relying on, which are 3 to 4 categories, right? You got your primary supply, you have your secondary supply, you have your third level or tertiary narcissistic supply, and then you have like your floaters, these different things that narcissists do. But if you happen to have been like a main girlfriend or a husband or a primary person in a narcissist's life, and then the narcissist ghosted you, or the narcissist makes a habit of ghosting you, it's because the narcissist is not able to get the supply that he or she needs to make himself feel valid. Because narcissists need the people in their lives to make them feel valid, alive, present, to make them know that they exist, that they matter, that they count, that they're pretty, that they're handsome, that they're smart, that they're wanted, that they have value. Because the truth is, they don't. And that's gonna sound mean, but it's hard to have value when you're not doing the work and you're not actually putting anything out to be able to demonstrate or to build value. Each of us has to build value in our lives through whatever, hard skills, soft skills, personality, the things that we do for other people. Narcissistic people are takers. They're on the other end of the spectrum. They have resorted to just being self-absorbed, self-involved people, right? A lot of them go above and beyond to compete with the entire world, right? You ever see that person who tries to buy every designer item, or goes above and beyond getting liposuction and doing all kind of different things to try to look perfect? This is an actual sickness. I meant to pull it up and look for it. Maybe I'll find it and add it to the top of this video. When people go above and beyond to try to look and be perfect, right? And you have guys who do this too. They do this through many ways, trying to buy clothes or, buy jewelry and look a certain way. These people, a lot of the time, are not happy with themselves. And so the things that they buy and the things that they do, these are what you call like secondary sources of narcissistic supply. So for example, if a person who is narcissistic and hell-bent on how they look physically because deep inside they feel like nothing, so they'll go get butt implants. And so the first couple of weeks or the first month of having those butt implants, this person is getting whistles and people like, oh wow, that looks good. That's all narcissistic supply. This is pumping supply in that person, right? But as soon as it dies down, let's just say the people get used to the new butt or the new shape, and they're just over this person and they're not giving all these compliments. That supply is low. So the narcissist has to put themselves somewhere where this supply is high again. This is the number one reason why narcissists ghost the primary source of supply. However, the primary source of supply at one point or another had to have been a really good source of supply to have even made it to primary. Now there's different type of somatic narcissists who may go from one person to the next and the next, but then there are a lot of narcissists, somatic and cerebral, who literally stay with the same person for 20 years while they have secondary sources and they have sex and do all kinds of things behind this person's back. Now when you're being ghosted, it's likely that the narcissist is somewhere else getting the level of supply that he or she needs, right? If you are a primary source of supply, if you've been able to identify yourself as such, which is not a good thing. This is not like something to be proud of. I was a primary source of supply. And the level of insecurity and weak that you have to be someone's main partner when they're narcissistic is unthinkable. And I discussed that in the Street Life series. And so basically that's the reason. So the second reason why a narcissist will ghost a person after, let's just say, appearing to be bonding, because they never bond. When I use that word, I just mean like being around, being present, right? Or at least it appears that the person is present. The other reason a narcissist will ghost you and just disappear is because the narcissist is trying to trigger narcissistic supply, whether it's negative or like that makeup rush or something like that. Because remember, narcissistic people do not feel valid. This is why they do the opposite. This is why they go above and beyond and try to overcompensate for being so insecure, for feeling like nothing, for not feeling valid. This is why they put stuff in their butt, constantly, get liposuction, like just over and over again. And this is just becoming really more and more common in this era. It's becoming more and more common to the point where people are absolutely not satisfied with their own bodies, nor are they willing to do the work to maintain their health and their bodies. And the reason I say that is because that can actually shine a light on narcissism. When a person is overweight, eats very unhealthy, stuffs anything down their throat, but then they will go every couple of months to have liposuction. This is a perfect example of narcissistic behavior, because basically they feel that they don't have to do the work. They don't have to respect their body. They don't have to go to the gym. They don't have to exercise. They can just go pull the fat off. Like, so they're even self-sabotaging and treat themselves just as dangerous as they treat other people just to get narcissistic supply. And it's an addiction. They are addicted to the supply. The only way a narcissist could, not want or not need narcissistic supply is that they would have to start to self-validate like normal people, like you and I, or healthy people. Self-validation means getting up in the morning and knowing you're the shit. Not because someone else needs to tell you that you're the shit, because you know it, because you put the work in, because you know that you have value, you know that you can add value to people's lives. I'm not saying that some of us, sometimes don't, feel bad or have our bad days or, feel unworthy, but for the most part, we bounce back. Narcissists don't. They don't bounce back. And so everyone in their lives becomes an extension of themselves. So when they're angry, they can't even see you as a source of happiness. They're angry, you need to be angry too, right? They're angry, they're mad, they're not going to have any respect for you and let you know, look, I'm upset, I'm feeling bad. No, they're just going to ghost you. Because in their mind, you are not doing what you're supposed to do. You're an object. You are not supplying them with what you're supposed to be supplying them with. And what's so crazy about dealing with narcissists is most of these wants and expectations are going on in their magical thinking in their mind. Half the time, 99% of the time, the people that they're involved with are not aware that they're narcissistic, nor are they aware that the narcissist expects certain things from them. And that's what makes these relationships so tumultuous and dangerous and rocky, because the narcissist has things going on in his mind that the person or the people that they are around are unaware of. And so people bond with these narcissistic people and get into these relationships with these cold-hearted, black-hearted, empty voids, totally insecure, like a 5-year-old. They're insecure on the level of a toddler. Totally insecure, but creating a false, fast facade as if though they are secure. But the behavior will show you the insecurity. The lies, and they lie a lot, and a lot of those lies are very, very obvious. Though I do not recommend ever calling a narcissist a liar, particularly if it's a malignant narcissist. It's just not worth it, because they know that they're liars, and they don't need you to be insecure too, letting them know that they're liars. The best way to let a narcissist know that you know that they're a liar and they're a narcissist is to just cut them off. But going back to what I said, they will ghost you to see if they could trigger narcissistic supply. So basically, when the narcissist trauma bonds with different individuals, even in a case, I'm going to share a quick story with a child and her father. Even in a case with a narcissistic father, the daughter grows up and, she is starting to recognize that the father is narcissistic, and she pulls away, and she doesn't have the kind of relationship with him that he wants, because the relationship is mostly abusive. It's not a good, healthy relationship. The father wants to talk about other people, wants to discuss his love life and his private life, and it makes the daughter uncomfortable. And so one time something happened between them, and she went to call, and when she called, he hung up on her, and then when she tried to call back, he blocked her number. And so for someone to do this to their own child is just like incredible. But it goes to show you the extreme that a narcissist will go to, the type of ghosting that they will do to try to hurt another person. Because when a narcissist ghosts you, let's say in an abrupt way or a nasty way, hanging the phone up on you and things like that, narcissists are able to tap into something called it's like a psychological fuel. They're able to tap into thought fuel. Thought fuel means, so imagine I mailed you a gift, something that I know that you really, really like. I can imagine your response when you open that gift. And so narcissists do this a lot. They'll try to get messages out to other people. They'll do, belittling and sly things and try to get something like across your desk or across your, they'll triangulate to help you, find out something that they're doing, or like hang the phone up on you and don't answer for weeks or whatever, or something like that. They do that, and then they're so crazy, like they're so dysfunctional and disrupted that they actually will think about what they would like to have happened or how they would like to have left you feeling, and they use those thoughts for fuel. It's a low grade fuel, but it actually helps them. And this is why they're able to ghost you. So when a narcissist ghosts you, it's really a blessing. It is a time when you really could take that alone time to listen to videos like this and get a deeper understanding of what's happening, so you could climb out of this negative cipher that the narcissist can pull people into, right? Because when the narcissist is away, that is the only time that you really can build up and make yourself strong again, and make yourself wise, and make yourself self-protecting and self-trusting and self-validated. Because when the narcissist enters the spiritual cipher, this type of armor, or your armor, has to be strong already. It has to be up. Either your white light around you, however you meditate, whatever you do to create a strong spiritual aura. And I'll do a video about that. I'll discuss how to create these auras. When you create these auras, through your practices and, doing no contact and different things like that, you become stronger, and then a narcissist will reappear. They usually reappear because, remember, they're stuck in that cycle. And when the narcissist reappears, the narcissist will try to penetrate that cipher, but that your aura and your cipher will get stronger when you are separate from the narcissist. So when the narcissist ghosts you, that's a blessing. It's your own thoughts of hope and thinking things are going to get better, and wishful thinking and magical thinking that the narcissist kind of like injects you with through the manipulation tactics that makes you feel bad. Like, people feel really bad when narcissists ghost them because they're thinking of the narcissist like it's a normal person. But when you think of it for what it is, it's a blessing. It's really the universe giving you the space you need to build up that aura and that white light, so when that narcissist returns, you are stronger, and the narcissist cannot penetrate and bring you back into the vacuum. I hope you enjoyed this video. And so if you like this video, prove it by hitting a thumbs up. If you think someone can benefit from this video, please share this video. And if you subscribe to my channel, I appreciate you. Thank you. And if you haven't subscribed, think about subscribing. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you soon. Be sure to read the description box. I'm sure I have some stuff down there for you to read. Love and light.